Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the program starting this day, this Sunday, a day of sun and a day of hope, a day of happiness and warmth and brightness. If you've never watched the show before, I really don't know what to tell you. I will be making coffee in my underwear. Let's take a little peek, shall we? These are nice ones. These are blue on blue. This is Cyan. This is a little more of a royal blue, but I think these are nice and fun and hip. And they have there's a little seam there I'm not crazy about. It kind of makes the area look pointed, like a shank or something. Anyway, let's talk to people. Ty said, good morning, Arj. I hope you had a pleasant morning so far. How are you feeling? I would like to point out that Ty's birthday, let me adjust this, that Ty's birthday was yesterday. I'm not going to say happy birthday because I missed it. So it's not today. If it was today, I would, believe me, I would have balloons. I'd be singing the whole bit. But since it was a day ago, I can only acknowledge that it was indeed, at one time yesterday, your birthday. Ford and Process, morning, everyone. Leo said, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing okay, and put a lovely flower and a purple heart. And this, of course, is the day of sun. It's also a D-Day, I believe. Sean, there's a request. There's a turquoise song request. Sean says, coming in hot this morning, I'll say. Can we get What's the Frequency, Kenneth by REM, a song that I was just playing in the car yesterday. One of my favorites. And you said, and if you don't know the story about the origin, look it up for sure. Of course I know the origin story. The lead singer of REM, Michael Stipe, who I believe is trying to reboot the AWA. Michael Stipe was at a party, a music party. These musicians, they all get together and have a time and jump off roofs and things. And he befriended Kenny Rogers. And Kenny said, hey, Michael, like big fan of yours. I love Stand. And I want to hang out. And he said, I want to hang out multiple times with you. But what he didn't disclose was how often he wanted to hang out with Michael Stipe. So, in the ambiguity of the Michael Stipe, Kenny Rogers friendship, Michael wrote this song, What's the Frequency, Kenneth? And here's how it goes. What's the frequency? How often will I be able to see you? What's the frequency? If you don't see me, I will go boo-hoo. What's the frequency, Kenneth? How good of friends will we be? What's the frequency, Kenneth? What will my calendar look like? You'll see. Will it be one day? Boom, 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 boom. Will it be 2 days? Dum, 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 dum. Will it be 3 days? Dum, 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 dum. Will it be? Dum, 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 will it be? Dum, 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 Kenneth, call me back. Dum, 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 dum. It went straight to voicemail. Dum, 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 dum. Kenneth, call me back. Dum, 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 dum. My face, it is now pale. Dum, 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 dum. I thought we were friends. Is this how it ends? What's the frequency, Kenneth? Dum, 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 dum. What's the frequency now? Dum, 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 dum. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Dum, 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 dum. Be my friend, but how? That was What's the Frequency, Kenneth by REM. A lot of it's one of those songs where you think it means one thing and then you hear the backstory and you listen to it again and you go, it's much clearer now. And Sean said also, hey, yo, culties, and hi, Mr. City. Creates a wonderful tone of respect. Alice is here and said good afternoon. Tom said good morning, y'all. And I am way behind because I sang that song. Good morning, everyone, said Ty. Tom said good morning. Sean said, hey, yo, Ty, and then redacted the next two messages. Val said, good morning, Darlie. Spot Center said, Zombie by the Cranberries. Hashtag Zunday. Nails was watching the egg. She's here now. Val said, very pretty. I don't know if that's about me or my underwear or the paneling. Aaron said, ahoy, friends. And Aaron is just in a nautical mood. Sean said, black screen. Refreshing. Spot Center said, if you watch the ads, you miss the ass. I like to put it at the beginning. Everyone can always go back and pause or what have you, or we'll show it maybe halfway through and again at the end. Everyone saying happy birthday to child, though it doesn't count as late. Lynn May said, good morning. Love the blue. Thoughts on a hair versus hair match? I did a hair versus hair match. I did a hair versus title match, excuse me. And I was going to win the title. And we got to the show, and there was no scissors or barber's chair or anything. And I said, well, why not? This is a hair versus title. And they said, well, you're winning the title, so we're not cutting your hair. I said, but yeah, I think people are going to figure it out before the match starts if there is zero equipment in which to cut my hair. Little inside wrestling for you. Very subtle. Sink said, hello, RJ. Hello, everybody. Do you know there's no true cyan pigment in nature that we know? I was reading that. However, I saw enough swatches that were labeled cyan, and I feel like I'm running out of color names, so I'm digging deep. And I felt like this was cyan. I'm also not sure because I feel like it's only cyan in reference to this royal blue. So cyan is a man-made color, and I am a man, and I'm making coffee. Music Party said positively E. Sean said this is also not the story. Well, I beg to differ. I think you're incorrect. Positively, he said you would pick Stand. Rest in peace, Kenny Rogers. I think Kenny would pick Stand too. SM said so much build up for the song. Ty said thank you, SM and Nails. Red Dog said Michael Stipe, who was on an episode of The Adventures of Pete and Pete back in the 90s on Nickelodeon. And I believe, was it this week or the week before? In my community tab, we did YouTube picks, and I posted a supercut of all the cameos in The Adventures of Pete and Pete. And they are deep and fantastic. Leo has a 60-second scene. Can we do another promo from the wrestler playing the rich guy gimmick who knows nothing about being rich? It was a popular character. Nice to see it come back. Let me put 60 seconds on the clock, as Kirk Fogg would say. And let's rock. This gimmick is a rich guy gimmick, where the guy has no idea what it means to be rich. And so we begin. Oh, yeah. I am swimming in it. I take my money, my stacks of cash, and I put them in a blender with a little water. So it becomes like this liquid, pulpy substance. And then I put it in my bathtub, and I do the backstroke. And what do you guys eat? Huh? Probably snacks, various snacks. Well, I eat cow. I go to the nearest barn, and I can go wherever I want because I'm rich. I just walk up to these barns, and I snuck up behind a cow, and I bit it on the back of its neck. And he said, the hell are you doing? I said, I am rich, and I do what I want. Have a snack, cow. And then I pushed him, and then I swum in my bath. And scene. Love that guy. Fun guy. I think his name is Rich McWealthy. I believe that's the name. Val said, it's one of my favorites, and Marjorie always means the song is going to be one of my favorites. Glenn said, I'm sure Dan would rather be the song's origin. Is that a Dan Rather reference? Leo said, I heard Mark McGrath is trying to revive XPW on VH1. Neil said, but how? Okay, Gamer Justin Duke here. Well, hi to you. Go enjoy her various streams all through the week. Click on things. Missy said, can we get this as a bonus track on the deluxe version of Anyone Can Whistle? It's great. It's a great. I don't know if I'm allowed to release because all the titles of the songs, I believe, are copywritten. Sean said, so the story is apparently that the song was written about a dude that jumped Dan Rather in the back alley and shouted, what's the frequency, Kenneth, repeatedly while kicking him. And I got to be honest with you, under those circumstances, I believe that's Dan Rather's song to write. If I was Dan Rather, like, it's not enough that I've been kicked and mugged by this guy, which is horrible. I have someone else write a song about it and make money off of it. I want to hear Dan and the Rathers sing What's the Frequency, Kenneth. He was at the scene. It happened to him. He's writing from an emotional place. And I think that's important. So, Michael, I think you owe Dan a cut of What's the Frequency, Kenneth. Not to mention Kenneth. He's like, I'm the one who started this shit. Michael Stipe is a musical thief. Red Dog said, good morning, RJ Undy. Sean said, it's wild stuff. Nail said, Sean, did you just learn this? I feel like you were excited to tell us. Lawrence Cartier said, good morning, MOURNING. You went to like a really satisfying funeral. Would you come to Montreal to make coffee in your underwear with Sammy or Danhausen? Well, Danhausen, I've made coffee in my underwear with, I believe, 3 times. It's at least 3 times, if not 4. And Sammy, I've known for a very long time. And he, similar, somebody asked about, I believe, Nia Jax last week. Open invitation. Not going to go pester them. If they want to, they are more than welcome. Neil said, I hope Blue Meanie pops in to enjoy the Cyan and speak of the Meanie. Blue Meanie says, good morning, all. If anyone knows about Shades of Blue, it's that guy. Nicholas Herod said, greeting cult members. Hello, Mr. City Star. Hello to you. Do you remember in Follow That Bird, Sesame Street, when I believe Joe Flaherty and Dave Thomas captured Big Bird for the freak show, and they said yellow wasn't crazy enough, so they painted him blue, and it was terrifying. You were sitting in a cage singing sad songs. As a child, even now, heavy stuff. Neil said, oh, I'm magic. I summoned the Blue Meanie. Sean said no. His knowledge of the REM Dan Rather thing was buried knowledge. I learned it from their liner notes of their best of in like 2003. I miss those little CD books. I used to tell you things, and sometimes they would just thank people. I would still read it. I wanted to know the name of the guy who played bass. Alice said, I literally have no idea what's going on, but I'm easily confused. Well, then you're right at home. Then it's not my responsibility, I guess. Neil said, rich people are always biting and pushing cows. That's why the farm industry is hurting so much. The more billionaires they are, the more cows get bitten. Neil said, actually, isn't it illegal to push over cows? Is that an English law? Where's Rob? Well, the cows can't get up. I'm sure it's illegal to physically attack an animal that was not attacking you. If it's not in self-defense, I'm sure it's illegal. Cow tipping specifically is like they can't get up. Also, I'm going to throw this out there, and I really should go now that I have multiple friends who live in Tennessee. In high school, I was turned on to the fainting goats. They are a specific breed of goat that has some sort of neurological, is a muscle disorder thing. And when they are startled, their muscle seize up and they tip over and they freeze for like, 10 seconds. And then they get up and they're fine. And they are where the term scapegoat comes from, because they would be with the sheep and then the wolf would come. They'd be like, oh shit. And they would freeze and the goat would obviously kill them. And then the sheep would run free. It was very sad. However, in Lewisburg, Tennessee, I don't know where in Tennessee that is, there is a fainting goats festival known as the Goats. It was first the Fainting Goat Festival, and then it became, because you want to be more mainstream, you want to include people, the Goats Music and More Festival. And since I was in high school, I wanted to go. I've looked up the demographics of the town, and I just want to go. And now I know multiple people in Tennessee. So I believe it's high time, and I feel like maybe this summer, next summer, certainly, the goats are back, baby. That's when you know America is back, when the Goats Music and More Festival is in full swing. I've missed so many people. Nails. Leo said, "Is WWE still letting you perform for Wrestling Society X? Now that you have been on the bump." Yes, I'm wrestling under a mask as Pat Vintage. Sean said, "We need to find Kenneth. That's for sure." Spicer said, "Ever wrestle Herb, the cosplaying marijuana leaf that made an appearance at Superkicked, or anyone in full body?" It's my understanding that Herb was a mascot of an actual cannabis store. I don't think he's from the promotion. I think it was a cross promotion. I don't think he wrestles, and I hope it stays that way. Love Frozen. Speaking of Danhausen, happy birthday, Hausen friend RJ. It was my birthday yesterday. You guys missed it. Now, so we for sure have 2 in-person Danhausens and 1 Zoom Danhausen. That seems correct. Maybe I'm confusing. Maybe when I did Goodnight Hausen. Rob said, "Cow tipping isn't explicitly illegal, but generally speaking, anyone who attempts it is an asshole." Well, that I knew. Plus, the force needed to tip a cow would be huge. So it's unlikely to be a real thing. It's kind of a group activity. You need more than one asshole. Bunch of friendly assholes. We're not like group. Yeah, we're the assholes, and they go like this or something. Yeah, maybe you need to like do it like a schoolboy. One guy gets on his hands and knees, although I would not want to get alongside a cow. I feel like it really would be very hard to do. Not only the physical force, but the like gathering the cow. I think you do it at night while they're asleep. Maybe younger cows, smaller cows. Nail said, "That's what Danhausen does, showing you need to see the Stop It video." Alice said, "I got chased by a cow. How far and how fast is what I want to know." Alice said, "I've seen a fainting goat." Thank you. Andrea said, "Good morning, RJ." Good morning to you, Andrea. Nail said, "I'm learning a lot today." I don't get that. It's good use of the emoji, Nails. Sean said, "Anyone in Nashville, maybe?" There's a bunch of people. Andrea's laughing for a reason I don't know. Nail said, "Imagine RJ befriending you just because you live near the Goat Festival and he wants to come sleep on your couch. Hey, do you mind if I crash here and it's a goat. I may come home with a goat." Ode Raz said, "RJ, how good did it feel when people didn't get that you were evil and cheered your singing? Like the fair shows for CCW in Ontario, which was 40 years ago. How did it feel? My singing was not to be booed. My singing was to be appreciated. So if you liked it, you were normal. And if you didn't, as far as I'm concerned, there was something wrong with you. I never purposely sang a bad song, you know. Red Dog said, "Happy birthday, Hausen." I said, "Go to hell." Sean said, "I was under the impression cow tipping was an urban legend myth." It's real. It's not like, remember how like people say alligators are in the sewer? It's because people used to keep them as pets. And when they got too big, they would flush them down the toilet. So it's got to come from somewhere. Rob said there's 14 assholes required to tip a cow, according to math. That's a heavy, like your standard cow is heavy and bullish. But a cow is bullish. It's like similar to a bull. Would not be tipping, but nobody goes bull tipping. Glenn said, "You need friendly assholes and an anemic." Absolutely. It's the right cow. Leo said, "Do you think John Stossel came off as a massive asshole on Dark Side of the Ring?" No, he found an opening and he kind of took it for all it was worth. I was like, wow, like good for you. I don't particularly care for his reporting. I wouldn't necessarily say he's the most credible journalist there is, but I was like, wow, all right. Henry said, "For Pride Month, what's gayer, Broadway musicals or professional wrestling?" They're both exactly the same. And this is a point that I've been trying to make for a number of years. Daniel said, "Adopt a cat, call it RJ Kitty, have it tip cows for you." I believe someone's already done that. I believe there's at least one RJ Kitty out there. There might be multiple. Andrea said, "Speaking of cow tipping," which we always talk about, "from the same kind of energy, does anyone know what being corned means?" I don't. I'm gonna take a stab. And that should indicate what I think it is. When you are stabbed with a shucked corn on the cob, fresh. Is it corn season yet? Because somebody look that up and let me know what corn season is. I used to do some shucking, like maybe once a year. My mom would put me out back and put like a garbage bag at my feet and say, just shuck this. For what reason? I mean, it was so, and just for corn. That's a lot of work. I'm shocked that corn is ultimately ended up as a food. I'm sure there's plenty of delicious things in this like world naturally that we can eat. We just don't want to go through the hassle of preparing it. Neil said, well, I know what we are doing for the first cult outing. Let's go, assholes. It's going to be a cow tipping party. Jack said, no request involved. Happy belated birthday, RJ. Oh, gee, Nicholas sent a request too. Happy birthday, RJ. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. It was not my, I mean, at one time it was my birthday. It'll be my birthday like a month-ish from now, a month and 2 days. But today's not my, so don't, Jack, Nicholas, don't get me anything on my actual birthday and then we'll call it even. Now I feel bad. This is all Danhausen's fault. Velzen. Alice said, the cow thought I had food, so he chased me across a whole field. And then how did it end? Did you hop the fence? Sean said, you'll know it wasn't RJ's birthday yesterday, right? Alice said, RJ, do you like pigeons? I don't trust them. I mean, I feel like they can handle their own, and I don't want to get involved in it. They're like the mafia to me. You know what I mean? I understand their function, and I feel like I don't have a place in it. Jack said, I did not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry, Nicholas. My apologies. Rob said he's like the queen of having 2 birthdays. Andrea said it's his birthday housing, which is a different thing altogether. Jack said, now I feel poorly for being duped. I only said my birthday was yesterday because Ty's birthday is yesterday. Was yesterday. It is, and it was. So I'm sorry. I feel bad. Can I give this back? If you have a request, now you might want to request, both of you. So if you have one, let me know. Jesus. Leo said, does anyone ever had an RJ City tattoo? Yes. I know of 2. And it's this girl in Pittsburgh. I signed her arm and she got it tattooed. Maybe I know of 3. No. And then had I known she was going to get it tattooed, I would have done a much better job. I was like, yeah, it's your arm. It's fucking whatever, right? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, this is permanent, and now you wouldn't even know it's mine. Alice said, have you ever sleptwalked before? To my knowledge, a little as a child, and then that was it. I stayed up. I had difficulty getting to sleep. Rob said, fun fact, RJ and myself share the same birthday. Well, give your money to Rob then. Wait, was it yesterday or was it July 18th? Spot Center said, during the pandemic, I developed RJ titties, and I will sign them too. Val said, not quite. Another month or so for corn. Thank you, Val, for coming through with the only legitimate information so far at 25 minutes in. Hamburger said, Bernadette Peters versus Sarah Brightman in a hair versus hair match. Who loses and gets shaved bald? I think Bernadette could pull off bald and do a one-woman show. Shaved and unscathed. Bernadette Peters. Nug is here and said, who's been to Cornhub? And it is popping. It's really a scene. They just shuck so much shucking, Neil said that was fun, Rob. Val said, source, I literally live in Corn World. God bless you, Val. Love said, I think cow tipping is more of a rural legend, and I really want everyone to notice how much better I've gotten at pronouncing rural. Daniel said, corn's in the growing process. They'll harvest it around early fall. Gee, that makes sense. Fall is earlier than you think. I always think fall is like November, because I always want summer to let. You ever do that summer math in your head? It's like May, and you're like, well, this is kind of summer now because it's a little warm. And then there's June, July, August, but September is really hot, and basically all September. So September's summer too. And then October until maybe the end of October, we can get a good run in, or maybe at least half of October. So summer's really 5 months. SM said he's already counting down for his birthday. Nicholas said, wow, scammed again. I didn't tell anyone to give me money. Aaron said, I used to have a job detasseling corn in the field. And it was truly, what does that mean? Are you like brush it? Or you just go like this in the field? You just go, Positively E said, is it Dan has a meme? Alice said, yes, I hopped the fence. Good for you, Alice. Andrea says, corning. Corning is a terrifying thing around Halloween in which the mean teens from the wrong side of the tracks gather up the dried corn kernels that fell, and then it's thrown at your windows and doors late at night. Fun, I guess. I mean, if you were a mean teen, kind of a good idea, because if you throw a rock, it's going to break the window. But corn, loud enough, hard enough to make a sound, yet small enough to not break the window. Clever. I see why it became a thing. It's viable. Sean said, I don't know if it's true. So retracted, but I know corn is in everything from like plastic cups to batteries. Yes, they make a lot of stuff out of corn. Almost anything liquid. They always have like corn syrup. Does corn syrup come from corn? I really wish that everyone in the chat was a scientist. I feel like, you know what I mean? I throw it out to you like your Bill Nye and Carl Sagan are in the chat. Daniel said sugarcane and rice. Those are the biggest worldwide cash crops. That makes sense. Julio said it isn't too late actually. No, it's close to my birthday ish. Glenn said, can we get a dramatic reading of Mac the Knife? Oh, the shark babe has such teeth, dear, and shows them pearly whites. Just a jackknife. It's old Mac Heath, and he keeps it out of sight. You know, when that shark bites with its billows, when that shark bites with its billows, what? Oh, no, I got it. When that shark bites with its teeth, dear, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy loves those Whiz-Mac Heath, dear. There's never a taste of red. On the sidewalk one Sunday morning, on the sidewalk, Sunday morning, lies a body oozing life, and somebody is sneaking around the corner. Could it be Mac the Knife? There's a tugboat down by the river with a cement bag drooping on down. That cement is just there for the weight. 5 will get you 10, and Mackie's back in town. And then there's all those names. Oh, Mackie's back in town. Did you hear about Danny Miller? He disappeared after drawing out all his hard-earned cash. And Mac Heath's been like a sailor. Seems that boy has done something rash. Oh, Suki Tawdry. I have to sing the song. I don't know the words. Miss Ladalinya. And old Lucy Brown. The line forms on the right, babe. Now that Mackie's back in town. Look out. Old Mackie is back. I never understood it, but then I understood it less now that I've spoken it. And it's very difficult to remember the words without, because a lot of those words I don't know that they're full words. I just know how they sound, if that makes any sense. Alice said, wow, I need to stop asking questions. What are you going to do? Spot said you should have signed that arm, Paul Roma Jr. Sr. You see, he's Paul Roma Jr., and I'm Paul Roma Jr., so he's Paul Roma Jr. Sr. Leo said, when we spoke about politician Lawrence Diarrhea, one of my favorites, I hope you all vote for him, he said it was the spelling of the first name was funnier. Was it Lawrence or Lawrence? It was the second one, Laur, is funnier than LAW just because it's more uncommon. It makes it more distinct. Singh said, I think the city design on your tights could be a cute little tattoo. And I think you're right. I'm not going to get one. Nail said, don't give Rob money. He will spend it on coke and hookers. Fair enough. I give him a few dollars. So Karia said, I'm glad RJ clarified the birthday confusion because I was questioning myself. I just knew his birthday was there. Danhausen is fucked me again. Daniel said, open up a comedy club and call it RJ Witty. Dory Moore said, hey, oh, look, I'm this far back. Hey, here's some money for your birthday because it was your birthday, right? Anyway, here's some money. Don't spend it on drugs. Thank you. What if I wanted to do some penicillin or something? Or the banana medicine? You at least grant me that? Thank you, Dory. So sweet of you. Sean said, I totally do summer math every year since I was like in grade school. Yes. Sean said 10 weeks with summer vacation. Red Dog said, so if I was to wish you a happy birthday on your actual birthday next month, will I be told to go to hell again? Let me think about it. Get back to me next month. We'll see how far you went. Hamburger said, which Broadway leading lady needs to be sleepered out? Sutton Foster or Audrey McDonald? Sutton Foster. Real entitled. Spot Center said, a video of me putting on my RJ City French press slam pants is available at my Only Pants fan page. I would love to see these, and please let me know how they feel. Leo said, you should get a wrestler to say RJ City touched his first titty when he was 31. I don't understand. This is witty. Val said, Aaron, I never detasseled because I was a weenie, but a lot of my friends did. No way should children have been doing that. Well, children of the corn, maybe. Jack, with the 60-second scene, all of your puns have finally caught up with you, and you experienced some serious existential crisis with a dollop of ennui. 60 seconds. Let begin. Let begin. Jesus, maybe this is happening without you even asking for it. Let's begin. Would you be interested in me making some coffee? Why am I doing this with my life? This channel isn't growing. It's not getting us anywhere. I can't even press the coffee. Sitting here making puns like a schmuck. And for what? For you? For Jack Townsend? Is it enough for me? Is it enough for anyone? Is it a viable career choice? Is it a viable life choice? And here I am. Just a schmuck in his coffee. This is what it is. And no matter how many times I pour, my cup will always be empty. And a scene. And I poured, which was, I thought, a nice physical choice I made, which usually makes a scene more interesting. Andrew said, Corning is viable. Well, it is. Corning was called tic-tacking from 1972 to 1977. I wonder that's how they came up with tic-tacs. Because it would make a tic-tac noise, I guess, if you threw it against shit. Andrea said corn syrup absolutely comes from corn. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. SM said, I have a biology degree. You're not a scientist. I want scientists. I just want to say scientists. I have one person who has a biology degree. Sounds ridiculous. Alice said, if I was a scientist, I would probably blow something up by accident. Yeah, Alice Alger is the real grandpa monster of the group. Love Fro said, I live in Europe where the corn lobby hasn't pushed out sugar production yet. So not that much corn syrup in the food here. Fast, I have no idea how things work. I barely know how things work here, let alone anywhere else. Daniel said, working on my Bill Nye master's degree, I only made it to Mr. Wizard bachelor's thus far. I think Mr. Wizard might have been smarter. Jack said, I have my bachelor's in broadcasting. Well, you broadcasted to the world that you got duped by a fake birthday boy. Why didn't you know that shit about Dan Rather? Julia said, why isn't your birthday on Google? I don't know. But am I responsible for that shit? I don't have a Wikipedia page. I don't have shit. It's bullshit. Really, quite frankly, somebody get on that. It's got to be somebody who lives in Nashville and knows the goats and also works with Wikipedia. Dramatic reading, Spot Center said, are my new favorite thing. Thank you. Sean said, I was actually singing this morning at work. Louis Miller. Yes. And that, I talk about a backstory. That is a whole thing. Ginny Diver, Suki Tawdry, Lottie Lynn, and old Lucy Brown. Leo said, do you prefer Smash Mouth or Sugar Ray? I think Smash Mouth has really come around and embraced its irony to get like a second career run out of it. Sugar Ray, I can't say the same for. Leonard said, standing there in your underwear and people are throwing money electronically at you. Do you feel cheap and used? Well, I mean, you're watching it, Leonard. You know what I mean? At least I'm producing a little activity here, moving the world forward a bit. Oh my goodness. Andrew said I'm getting married this coming Friday. Holy shit. Can I get a lovely tune of your choosing to commemorate? Oh my God. All right, let me look. Because I was literally just looking at stuff and I was like, that's a good song to sing. Let me look through the songs I was listening to and see if I can find do we have the lyrics? Can we just put up the view full lyrics? There we go. Every night I hope and pray a dream lover will come my way, a girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms. I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true, and a hand that I can hold to feel you near as I grow old. I said I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dun, 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 dun. Someday, I don't know how, I hope she'll hear my plea. Dun, 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 dun. Some way, I don't know how, she'll bring her love to me. Dream lover, until then, I'll go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do, because until my lover's dreams come true, because I want a girl to call to my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Please don't let me dream alone. That was Dream Lover by Bobby Darin. So nice that I found the lyric. I'm so happy that I have, that's what I was thinking of this morning. I'm so pleased with myself. Sometimes people sing whatever you want. I'm like, and then I don't know. Congratulations, a preemptive congratulations. Also, statistically speaking, if you get divorced, big deal. You both are going to be okay. You're set. So enjoy this no matter what. It's going to be a vote. I'm not saying you're going to get divorced. I'm just saying, everything will be okay. I guess is my point. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just sung the fucking song. Alice said, I still don't understand it. Well, I really can't help you anymore. Sean said, the order of the words really only makes sense in this context. It's a weirdly compact song. It is a lot of shit going on. It's one of those songs that you could hear it on the radio, and if you're passively listening, you have no idea it's about murder. Aaron said, you walk down the rows and pull out the tassels from the tops. I should clarify that I did it for a couple days and decided to take my birthday off and never went back. Well, happy birthday to you, Aaron. Everyone's saying congratulations to Andrea. That's so nice. Alice said, I like the smell of coffee rather than the taste. Well, maybe you should drink it through a straw with your nose. Spot Center said, it's an ozone action day here. You got them things up there in Canada, hot and polluted. My third favorite tag team. I love hot and polluted. No, we don't have ozone action days. What? I don't think so. Maybe in Hamilton or something where it's just gross. There's a dense fog hanging over the city, but whew. SM said, damn, that was dark. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Hamburger, the pouring of the, yeah. Hamburger said, let's hear an impression from your tag team partner cousin hailing from Tennessee, RJ Country. Maybe not, Hamburger. No, Miss XID said, your cup is always full of love for salad. Jack said, oh, good line. My cup will always be empty. Leo said, I have a breakdown like that 3 times a week. Right on schedule. Nell said, no, that scene hurt. Quick, say something funny. Yeah, you can't handle the emotions, huh? Daniel said, that sounded like a sad cat diary. My cup shall never be full, no matter how much I pour. There is no hope. The catnip is gone. Nell said, I have no idea how things work. The tagline of my life. Leo said, I'm wearing my RJ City, Florida Key Party tank top, fashionable stuff, and it was a great party. Can't wait for this year's. No one is invited, but it's going to be good. Aaron said, for your Emmy consideration, that 60-second scene. Hamburger said, whose trunks do you fantasize about rinsing out post-match? Oh, my God, my own. You know how many shows I've wrestled at? There's not even a sink, let alone a shower. You get that opportunity, you just savor it. SM said, next cult task, make an RJ Wikipedia page. Must include a tab for the cult. Sure. And it's going to be like Anton LaVey and then me. See also other cults. Daniel said, not near Nashville, but I can get you a goat with the quickness. I'm interested in this offer, Daniel. Julio said, I think you deserve a Wikipedia page and all the stuff we're going to Providence this for you, City Prince. What? Neil said, I felt genuinely excited for Andrea. That was wonderful. SM said, RJ loves to sing songs that inspire people to make love. That's me, human lube. Alice said, I love goats. I would have one as a pet. You don't want one. Nell said, I'm slapping along to the beat. I don't want to know what you're slapping. Nell said, where'd you go, Nails? Nell said, you need to save this clip, Andrea. It can be clipped out. Rob said, hoping you record this and play it at the ceremony. I think all your aunts and uncles and grandparents need to see that video with my cautionary tale at the end about getting divorced. Andrea said, thank you so much. Thank you to you, Andrea, for being a stalwart member of the wrestling and writing community and being a catch. And if he does get divorced from you, it's his fucking problem. I mean, you'll both be okay. Everything will be fine. And quite frankly, I think you'll stay together. But it would be his fucking problem. Neil said, ooh, the finger around the mug rim was rather sensual. Leo said, that reminds me of when I worked at a mattress store. I'm Tom Labrie of Labrie's Water Bend. And they played a load of songs that mentioned dreams and sleep, but they were unknown songs and were not good. I think it's very hard to sell mattresses because you want to promote comfort and relaxation, but you need to be in like a chipper mood to buy something and to sell something. It's a very delicate balance. Neil said, and he brings us crashing down with the divorce talk. I'm sorry. Andrea said, I've already had one divorce. Don't get married just for fun. I think this one will work out fine. So in many ways, it's come true. You did get divorced and you ended up okay. And you also found this wonderful person. This is what I'm talking about. This is great. I feel much better. I feel like I've fixed it now. Martin said, hell of a wedding speech. Kai said, how did you come up with the atomic leg drop so easy? Well, we got 2 legs. You know, I'm looking at his legs. He's looking at mine. I say, nice thighs, pal. Why don't you use them? SM said, damn, he really ruined it with that divorce. Sorry. Rob said, there it is, the RJ happiness sandwich. It was a nice garnish of reality. Rowdy said, does anyone else sing along with RJ? I should put follow the bouncing ball. Tom said, RJ, ever the realist, brings up divorce 30 seconds after hearing about the wedding. Well, I feel like people get worried. And I also feel like there are a lot of married couples that stay together in misery simply because they don't want to get divorced. Because this is like a stigma, you know what I mean? And it's bad, and it's like, you guys will be okay. I know plenty of people who've gotten divorced, and they're okay. It's not the end of the world. Andrea being the perfect example of that. So it all works out. Neil said, don't actually drink coffee through a straw in your nose. Thank you. I think there's caffeine enemas. Leo said, if I ever get married, I just know that when I find out we are getting divorced, it would be via text message. Good. Take your stuff and move on. Make it as easy as possible. Andrea said, I do love you all. Neil said, I'm gifting the emotion line. I wish there's, I do wonder how like bigger places like TV shows and whatever have like, I feel like there's like a gift machine. Ken said, I see Chris Gullo, ESW ring announcer, on the hunt for the return date of ESW. Nick Ando, Cloudy, Anthony Gaines, and Sean Carr said they don't know. I'm positive you have the date. Spill it. I do have the date. It was yesterday, and we all missed it. So, it's a shame. SM said, Human Lube. RJ City, Human Lube, my favorite wrestling gimmick. Leo said, I think there's a section on David Arquette's Wikipedia page entirely dedicated to RJ City. I'm going to have to look. Daniel said, Soylent KY is people. That would have been a good tagline for them, though. And they could have gotten Charlton. Damn it. Damn. I want to have sex, but there's no lube. There's a free impression. Charlton Heston is a spokesman for lube. Rob said, Human Lube, I'm sensing a new entrepreneurial opportunity here. Positive E said, Human Lube, and spelled it L-O-O-B. It's great stuff. Spot Center said, this morning I watched a 2019 match from Italy where the turnbuckle pads look like huge red leather, yellow leather, throw pillows. It distracted me from the action. It would. And that's why it's so hard to watch so many wrestling episodes of the Hollywood Squares, that the Hollywood Squared Circle, is that the rings are so horrible. Rachel Clifford said, I'll get divorced if you marry me. Well, Rachel, my advice to you would be stay married. Andrea said, if anyone needs relationship advice, if anyone needs relationship advice, I've got you. The best people to get advice from are people who've, made mistakes. Really, they know best. Anyone who's happy has nothing good to say. Odra said, how many capes do you own? One for sure. Maybe two, but I think it was borrowed. One for sure. Leo said, hi, Leo. I think I would like a divorce. Have a good weekend. I mean, what are you going to do? Cry? Throw shit out of the house? Please come back. Just move peacefully through life. Daniel said, is it wrong that I want to see Arquette in a remake of Omega Man now? Yes, it's wrong that you want to see him in a remake of anything. Andrew, you just wrote lube. Great. And it's the key to a happy marriage. Leo said, I've had a very shit time this last month, and coming here always cheers me up. Thanks, RJ and everyone else. That is so sweet, Leo. I'm happy that I could provide less of a shit time. I mean, I wouldn't say this is, an achievement of content creation. It's just less of a shit time. Alice said Batman for no reason. Leo said Omega Man. Nail said, why do you own any capes? I still have the cape of when I was Hurricane for Halloween as a child. I still have it because it was a material I had to go to Fabricland for. And for those of you not from Canada, the commercial theme song to Fabricland is Fabricland, Fabricland. So they decided to really eschew a melody and say Fabricland slowly and then repeat it much more quickly and emphatically. And that's the song. Fabricland, Fabricland. They could have just gotten away with Fabricland. They also could have gotten away with Fabricland, just that at the end of the commercial. But they obviously, the guy who owns it, Todd Fabric or something, had some money to spend. He said, let's put both together. Fabricland, Fabricland. Spotcenter said, ever laugh inappropriately like De Niro in Cape Fear? No, but I follow Juliette Lewis on Instagram. So, Listen, what's your favorite superhero? I loved the Green Hornet because I thought he was smart. But this is so long ago. Ben Benya said, good morning, RJ. Late to the party. Did my wife and I miss Weekly Broadway musical conversation. Yes, I talked about Bernadette Peters shaving her head and doing a one-woman show called Shaved and Unscathed. I'm serious. So you'll have to go back and find it. I just told you now. You're good. Alice said, sorry, I just saw a little kid walking down the street dressed as Batman. Are you just commenting everything you see is looking out the window with your laptop? Leo said, have you ever seen Kane in a cape from 1997? Yes, but have you seen King Kong Bundy in a cape? That is a look. Speaking of capes, the Matt Camp is here from the wonderful French wrestling program, Le Boom. You can see every Wednesday. You may even see me this Wednesday. Who knows? Matt said, speaking of capes, where do you rank $1 Million Man's cape? Of course, Ted DiBiase only wore that cape once when he was buying the $1 Million belt. And it was a little Dracula, early Dracula, Bela Lugosi kind of thing. What perturbed me about the scene was that he had a cape. So I thought, oh, it must be chilly. But then Virgil had his bare arms out. And I think their reluctancy to syncopate the temperatures they were both going through kept them from being, a bigger act. Certainly Ted DiBiase is the main act, but I think that's why they had to break up. They did that thing where Virgil hit him with the belt and then he wore those candy striped pants and didn't explain it. It's good stuff. Daniel said, at least it's not Joanne Fabrics, named after some random Joanne. Well, I think she owns it. Singh said, or she's dead and the husband owns it or something. Singh said, saying Fabricland twice like they're the teachers of language class. Fabricland. Fabricland. Neil said, it's my favorite presenter of French wrestling television program, Le Boom, and we all love Le Boom. Andrea said, I would presume a place called Fabricland would have Fabricland as a jingle. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a land of fabrics. It's like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, but just fabrics. Brandon Doty said, I watched a university student remake of The Howling Man, but the professor is the one who directed it, and it wasn't very good. Based on this, I can't recommend his class. However, Brandon, is this available on YouTube? I would be interested in watching it. I really would. There is also a radio play version of The Howling Man with Fred Willard. I found it on YouTube. It's added to my Watch Later collection because it's a little lengthy. But I will crack it. Maybe on the plane or something, I'll crack it open. Spice Center said, ever sit through a children's school play or musical as an adult? Yes, it was my neighbor did Footloose. And I went. And it was enjoyable to go. I'm not commenting on the quality of the play. It was enjoyable to go. Where else have I gone? I've had a friend who was a teacher, and there was like a talent show, and I was just like, please let me go. I'll just sit. If I can sit in the back of the room, I just want to hear, some acts or hone my craft. Matt Camp said, I hope you have a chance to talk to him someday. Me too. He seems like a fun guy. A lot of life in him. Money. Life and money. You mean Virgil, right? Rachel said, King Kong Bundy was a perfect cape guy, though. You have to admit, I do, too. Daniel said, have you seen King Kong Bundy's cameo on Married with Children? I will return the questioning to you, Daniel, and say, have you seen my episode of the Hollywood Squared Circle covering King Kong Bundy's appearance on Married with Children? Positively is just writing a key emoji. Oh, is it a key party? Leo said, school plays are a big reason I don't want kids. When they're your own kids, it's horrible. But if it's not your kids. Big Ben Ortmans is here. What's your prediction for tonight's big fight? Mayweather or your fellow YouTube legend, Logan Paul? Well, since the rules dictate that there won't be a winner, I'm not going to pick anyone. It is stupid. It's a little stupid. It was just these like improv follies. Is this what this is? I'm going to have a wrestling match. No winner. Even if I ping you 1, 2, 3, you look at the ring announcer and he just goes, there will not be a winner. How do you bet on it? It's my question. Can you bet that there won't be a winner? I think everyone will make their money back. Ben said, Bundy in a cape looks like Nosferatu after a decade of eating American cuisine. Rachel said, imagine Joanne Fabric and Michael's Crafts are in competition because they are divorced, crafty people who live in Fabricland. Andrea said, I watched a University Studio remake of a studio? I watched a University student remake of Fabricland. I'm going to ask again, is this available on YouTube? I'd be interested in watching it. Brandon said, the student Howling Man is totally on YouTube. Enjoy it. Thank you. Spot Center said, I thought Fabricland was an indie promotion that attached it to the PVC piping entrance, which tips over so easily. SM said, remember to press that like button. It's over. Oh, yeah, nobody likes this one. I get it. Neil said, oh, you just reminded me of your teacher retiring. I forgot to show Rob the video. I will after this. It's so funny. Thank you. It's an exclusive video for the Key to the City members. It is a hoot, as Van Johnson would say. Odraz said, who would you want to play in Jesus Christ Superstar? I want to play Donny Osmond. I want to play Donny Osmond in his Joseph role in Jesus Christ Superstar. That's what I would be interested in. I don't know. I like a Herod guy, Judas, whoever has the best. I got to go listen and figure out who has the best songs. There's some good songs, but I don't know. I want to be Jesus, right? That's like saying you want to play Hamlet. You're not supposed to say that stuff. Tom said, oh my God, have Virgil on Wednesday when you wake up. Sean said, have you ever watched the Colossal Jostle? Andre versus King Kong Bundy. 4 minutes of it has both men sprawled out on the mat resting. It's a watch. It's scientific, Sean. They are scientists. Sean said, it's definitely pounds of humanity in a wrestling ring. Imagine tipping that cow. Neil said, no, Julio. Andrea is about to be happily married, so RJ brought up divorce. Thank you for clarifying. Ben said, from what I understand, only way to win is by knockout. I didn't care about boxing before this. I don't care about it now, this novelty program. The only I can say, like when Jose Canseco was boxing, it was like Jose Canseco against Brutus Beefcake. I was like, I'm interested in this. Neil said, I love when things are a hoot. Oh, no, don't get me started on residuals. They're a hoot. My Van Johnson impression. Andrea said, Fabricland is now a part of Not a Cult lore. Where are you from? Making his way to the ring from Fabricland. Neil said, Velzen. Leo said, pretty sure Virgil's social media is run by the same people who do the Iron Sheiks. I can confirm that. Spot Center said, the overzealous babyface always ruins a cheap entrance because they fist pump too early. They fist pump on their way out, but you got to get out there and then pump. Daniel said, but wherever Donnie is, Marie will be too. Sean said, I like argument from that show. It's decent. Ty said, have a great rest of your Sunday, RJ. Thank you for the quality morning entertainment, and thank you for celebrating your birthday, Ty, yesterday. Because it's not, in fact, today. It was yesterday, as was mine. Sink said, have you seen Jesus Christ Superstar? Why Supercut? Oh, no. I have to look that up. Speaking of birthdays, reminds me, since we were talking about wonderful French wrestling program Le Boom, it is Kayla Braxton's birthday tomorrow. Matt? Tomorrow? So feel free to tweet her and wish her a happy one using one of my many gifts. I think that's probably the best way to go. I think she would enjoy that the most. Sean said, are you saying you're not going to watch it, though? No, I'll watch it. Leo said, also, I haven't been divorced yet, but probably will. Good. Expectation and acceptance will get you through anything. Ty said, thanks again for the birthday confusion. You're welcome. SM said, RJ, what are the specific requirements, in your opinion, for someone to be called a scientist? Well, not only the coat, but pens, multiple pens. I'm talking about 3 minimum. And I'm like, now we're getting somewhere. Paul Floyd, I mean, what are you talking about? Are you saying you're not going to watch it? I'll watch the gifts later. Be careful saying hoot too much. You will summon the Good Brothers. I'm not familiar. Julio said, oh, thanks for clearing everyone. Congrats, Andrea, and damn, Leo, how dare they divorce you? You're an amazing man. Nails, he said it first. We also have dibs on Huckleberry. Let's Starks now. I've been saying Huckleberry for like decades. Matt Cam said, Kayla's birthday is indeed tomorrow, so get on it. Start early. I think she wants as many of them as possible. Like a nice collection of my gifts. And there's so many ways to express it via my gift. Nail said, oh, we should do that all day. That sounds fun. Hey, Kayla. Well, that's not, hey, it's a little more Jerry Lewis if I did it. SM said, I hope Kayla gets all the pizza and ranch she wants tomorrow. I hope she understands. I hope this is an epiphany birthday where she understands what a good pizza is, according to Billy Gardell. Daniel said 3 pen minimum and a pocket protector. Leo said weird square pizza for Kayla. I like how no one forgets that I really went after that was a impassioned topic for me. Andrea said, thank you, everyone. Small wedding, giant stress. But that's just life, regardless of the size of the wedding. Might as well have a big wedding at that rate. You're going to have big stress no matter what. Anyway, enjoy the wedding, Andrea. Think of me singing you. Play that on the stereo. Clip out the song I sang for you. Play it on the way where you're walking down the aisle. Or maybe, just jog a little. Walk briskly down the aisle. Speed it up. Let's get a final shot. And then we'll get. Andrea says she has multiple colored pens. Well, you're going to be a bride now. That's your focus. Take one last look at these. They're fun. They're cyan. And I'm not blue because I've had such a wonderful, spirited morning. Godspeed and God bless.